have to change this culture, this 2019 internet culture. We just have to, and you don't need me to explain to you what's wrong with the culture. You know what I'm talking about. Our conflicts are being constructed. People are benefiting from conditioning us to fight each other. Anger triggers views, and views are more important than the truth because views are money, and money is what makes people do all the things that move society along. I'm not saying anything that you don't already know, but we aren't acting like we know it. We're still sharing and discussing the stories that they want us to. We are still playing our role in someone's social media marketing plan. If you believe that we can't blame the media because they are giving us exactly what we want, you're exactly right. We made the flow of information work the way it does. But the good news is that means we can change it. Because we don't believe each other, we don't believe experts. We don't believe scientists. This is a huge problem because the reason humanity works is we build on each other's knowledge. More and more people are drawn to rewilding and living off the grid because we don't trust the systems on which we are dependent. Nor do we trust what the so-called experts are telling us. And it's not because we're stupid or old or hicks or this race or that race or blah blah blah. It's because there are rational, practical reasons to not believe what you were told in 2019. You might be thinking, this is BS. Not every idea is worth listening to. I'm not going to entertain people who believe this XYZ crazy thing. And you're right. Not all ideas are equal, but that's not the point. The point is that all of us are emotional human beings with limited experiences and limited perspectives. All of us look at that objective reality through a warped lens, including me. I'm not above it either. So we all have to come together and agree that finding solutions to our problems is more important than our egos. We all have to put our warped perspectives into the ring and let the ideas duke it out, not us. We have to choose to stop creating this world that we hate. The average person knows people through a screen more than they know the person next door. We text people who are in the next room. We have to stop letting screens tell us who we are, because it's only going to get worse. More and more jobs are going digital. Every single person I know has some form of social anxiety. If we create a future where we don't know how to connect and cooperate with each other to solve problems, then guess what? It doesn't matter what the problems are. I'm saying live your life in an authentic and brave way. Say what you truly believe no matter how scared you are. Stop assuming that your neighbor is your enemy without even knowing them. There's like 3 sequels to the Change This Culture video, and this is one of them. I'm gonna call this the Punch a Nazi Parade. The basic idea is it's okay to be a shit if you're a shit to a shit. If someone punches you, it's okay to punch them back. If someone cheats on you, it's okay to dig your key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive. And if you punch a Nazi, you're a goddamn hero, not a person that assaulted another human being in broad daylight, oddly to uproarious applause. I don't want to hurt anyone. Any sentient being, ever. I mean, this isn't a desire that I am good at meeting, mind you, in any regard. The Good Place did a really good job of addressing this. It's impossible to be a good person in this day and age. The consequences of one person's actions leak out way too much. It's like a pollutant going down a river. We're all just so interconnected and we just infect each other with our selfish decisions. I mean, I use plastic, I eat meat, I drive a car. And more directly, I have hurt people's feelings. A lot. I think the pursuit of being a good person is like the pursuit of happiness. I don't think you ever really get there. There's not like a point where you're done cooking, but like that doesn't mean the process or pursuit isn't worthwhile. So even knowing that I will never do a perfect job, I still don't want permission to hurt people, to consciously leak into my worldview. So it might be tempting to respond to that with, well, what, you care more about people's feelings than their lives? I care for their feelings and their lives, and the lives of their loved ones. I think we live in a culture full of people trying to put out fires with gasoline. You can't fight hate with hate. You don't stop fear with threat. The only thing that puts out hate is love. And am I the only one who sees that pretty much everyone is pissed off about the same thing? No one feels heard. The poor don't feel heard. People of color don't feel heard. Even rich white boomers don't feel heard. So no, I'm not going to participate. You yell over them, they yell over you, and the cycle continues. And nothing gets done. I'm getting off this merry-go-round. And I'm not going to let anyone make me feel like a message of unconditional love is wrong. Sorry, everyone deserves to be loved. Doesn't mean it's got to be by you. Doesn't mean you have to invite them to tea. Doesn't mean that you aren't entitled to protect yourself at all costs if some axe murderer is coming at you. That doesn't mean that you have to accept someone into your tribe if they're a threat to your children. If they don't play well with others, you are under no obligation to entertain them. But if I have a choice, if I am not compromising my safety or my values, I am going to be kind. Today, I want to talk about business communication. Obviously, because of COVID, we are living in very strange times, but honestly, even if there weren't COVID, times would still be pretty strange. But in this age of corporations being all corporation-y and kids growing up just being advertised at constantly, just their eyeballs bleeding from all of the ads, this younger generation coming up is furious about inauthenticity and businesses lying to them and manipulating them for their money. It's starting to make me sick. Like, I'm not even against sponsorships morally, but that's weird that brands can hijack our consciousnesses to say,
enter the code blah 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 for a 15% discount.
It's like we all know we need the dollar so bad that we forgive each other for being fake zombies. What is the business language going to be now? I think that we've all been in situations where we were working with a client or we were working with a vendor and we had some bizarre miscommunication, misunderstanding, just because both parties had differing expectations of what's appropriate, of what's professional. Like, what does that even mean anymore to be professional? Is this video unprofessional? And now with everything moving more and more online, I want to participate in a conscious conversation about this. And I want to participate in those conversations as myself. I recently made a huge decision to merge all of my social media presences into one person. And that was a decision that I made for my own personal happiness. It's not a strategy or anything. In fact, it might be a really bad idea. But my commitment to my authenticity doesn't mean that I don't recognize that some content is inappropriate for LinkedIn. I see a lot of debate in my LinkedIn feed about the topic of being open about your politics. And I think that where I stand on that is I'm comfortable with everybody on my LinkedIn knowing where I stand on issues. You know those yard signs that say, in this house we believe this blah blah blah. Black Lives Matter. I am one of those people that thinks that's an obvious statement, and if you think it's debatable and you want to throw blues and alls at me, that I'm gonna piss you off, you're gonna piss me off. But let's look at how I rewrote that. Black lives have unique threats. Black lives have unique threats that need to be addressed directly and specifically. Secondly, women's rights are human rights. Ugh, what a judgmental way to say that. So I rewrote that to, a pregnant woman has not forfeit any rights. We don't want to hear, well, she decided to have sex. No human is illegal. Once again, eye roll. I agree with all of this, but the way that it's worded is so obnoxious. So I changed that wording to, human welfare comes before political boundaries. The conservative right thinks that we don't care about political boundaries at all. And it's not about that for us. For us, it's about kids in cages. Next, science is real. That is straight up obnoxious. Oh my god, our PR department sucks. Why do we share this shit? It's so rude. The conservative right doesn't think science isn't real. They just don't trust the news sources that are reporting the science. So I reworded that to, scientific consensus can be trusted. That's what we think that they don't understand, because there's so many studies that say so many things all the time. It's really, really confusing. That's one of the reasons they like the Bible so much. It doesn't change. Next, love is love. Okay, now we're being so patronizing, we're just saying something is itself. So let's say what we really mean, which is, any relationship between consenting adults is valid. We're down with polyamory, homosexual, pansexual, demisexual, Nintendo-sexual, what the fuck ever. And the last one, kindness is everything. That's just a meaningless platitude. What the fuck does that even mean? So I changed that to, we serve our highest purpose in kindness. If ever given the choice of two things, and one of them is kind and the other one is not, kind is gonna be the right choice. Pretty much 100% of the time. But it's not everything. There's also math and snacks. I don't know, that's just an annoying statement. And also, which is not on that list, which is huge, is freedom of speech. I may not agree with what you say, sir, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.